rhyme. I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Zoned out. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back. I do the regular intro, but I just did that not too long ago. So I should have listened to this one guy. Because he told me, like, Jubilee gonna strike you. Like, Jubilee, what up with you, man? Jubilee sucks. So, yeah, just taken down. Just back already. Getting strikes on the channel. It wouldn't be the Raging Atheist if I wasn't getting strikes on the channel, right? No more Jubilee, and I was just getting warmed up. Damn it. I'm gonna have to watch this stupid fucking training thing, whatever. Alright, whatever. We won't do that again. I mean, we'll try not to do that again. Fuck, I don't know the rules anymore. Right? I don't even know, like, why was that wrong? Ugh. I don't know. We'll hang out for a little while. I still got a few hours before I'm going to go to work. And damn it, I wanted to have a stream today. I want to get back at this. I don't know what we're going to watch. I guess we'll do kind of like what I was planning on doing. I'll just have to kind of pull some shit up. Research some shit. Because I was asking the question in the last stream that was just yanked down. And before we started watching Alex O'Connor and the Jubilees thing. Was, how did we lose the battle? And by losing, I mean, how did atheists lose? Because welcome back to the channel. I am back. Welcome back, Robin. I'm going to try to be back, barring, life shit where life fucks up and I can no longer afford to live. I'm going to be back. I've got better internet. I should be able to do this better. Going to get me a camera for this shit. I do work a lot, so streams might be sporadic in nature until I get this shit figured out. But this channel is Knock TV. It'll be going back to the Raging Atheist. I am the Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi. Philosophically an atheist, but practicing Taoist. And, we'll look at some stuff and we'll hang out for a while. I want to have a stream up today, and hopefully this one won't get taken down. Maybe we'll visit some old shit. How are y'all doing? Hopefully my audio's a little lower. I've got everything turned down. We'll see how this sounds. I was going to see how the last one sounded, but that was taken down. How are y'all doing? Anybody watching that's going to be watching, that will be watching? Get the word out, the Raging Atheist is back. And I am an atheist. We'll have some arguments about some of the things that I'm into now. I'm going to try to be a bit less PC, and I'm just going to stand for what I stand for. So if you're out there and you don't think I should stand for a thing, or like the way that I stand for a thing, or think that I should stand for a thing the way that you stand for a thing, go fuck yourself with that thing, right? Like that's just kind of how I feel about things now. Yeah, I'm gonna jump back into Mod's streams. I've been kind of giving her a hard time in the side chat every once in a while. Just when I pop in, doing my Raging Atheist thing. And yeah, I'm gonna be more Raging Atheist. So we'll see if Mod likes me anymore. I just don't understand stupid shit. I don't understand stupid shit. And I'm not calling I don't really know what's going on over there. I just sometimes I pop on a stream, and if anybody says something stupid, I'm being raging atheist in the side chat. I'm a different animal in side chats usually than I am in streams, but I'm gonna try to get back to the old raging atheist in streams as well. Like, I'm just gonna be blunt. I'm just gonna be maybe that's why YouTube took me down. Like, it was all right when I was kind of subdued at first. I was getting warmed up. You know, Alex O'Connor was just outshining me with his brilliance and his intellectual mind. So it was kind of awkward at first trying to be rage and counterbalance to Alex O'Connor's greatness. But I was warming up, and I was really starting to go in hardcore on just like, bro, why the fuck you insane? Like, some dude asked, like, well, like, isn't it worth a baby having leukemia if it brings that child's parents to God? And it's like, no, it's not worth it, bro. What, are you fucking insane? Are you fucking crazy? And that's when they took me down. What's up, Nexuk? We'll pronounce that way. Anybody that's going to join in now, you know, anybody that hasn't watched me before, long history on this channel. Now, I have most of it up. In fact, we'll pull the channel up now, because I'll kind of show the chaos on my channel right now. It will be going back to Raging Atheist. I got to find my old artwork. Knock TV will be the new channel. I do have pretty much everything up. Let me see. So it's going to tell me. Let's go over here. Let's go to Manage Videos. So, didn't it used to tell you like how many videos you had? I can't remember. Fuck. Everything's so different now. So I got almost all of my videos show. All right, yeah, 582 of my edited content is showing, right? Live streams. It's gonna take a minute for that to come up. Shouldn't be taking this fucking long. Holy shit, bastard. There's 460 live streams showing viewing. So most of my old shit is up. Now, really, I got to look at that because I had like over 1,000 live streams, I think. But I did delete a lot of shit. Now, last time when I was streaming, yeah, I had like them long. Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I had them long fucking. We're deleting a bunch of shit. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with my channel, but most of what I have up is up. I'm not sure what I decided to leave up. There's long streams. I can go back and watch them if I wanted to find out what the fuck I deleted. I know I went on a deleting spree, but most of the shit is up, right? So we can go through all my old shit. I don't know. I don't even know how I got there. What I'm doing here. I just knew, like, all right, my stream was taken down, so I'm gonna do something. But, you know, this channel has a history. I have a history. And I am deeply, deeply, deeply shadow banned on this channel. I used to do a lot of work against hate speech, and I would converse sometimes face-to-face with those people. And, yeah, YouTube came to a point that they didn't really like that much. Demonetized the channel, and at the time, me and the people I was working with, we decided, fuck the capitalist, and it was a bad decision, and we've been pretty much shadow banned ever since. This channel is dead, but it is where I have existed since. Now, I'm not sure how much of the Smoky Saint shit I left. I know there's some of the Smoky Saint shit. I pretty much quit YouTube. I had a nervous breakdown. I'm not going to attribute all of that directly to like Smoky Saint, Will Cade, and all the bullshit that we were fighting for over years, but it definitely had a lot to do with it. I had a nervous breakdown. It was fucking crazy. I thought I saw demons. It was insane. 2 years, I am better. 2 years now, I am better. It's actually been longer now. I was trying to figure it out yesterday how long I've been sober now. Like 4 years, 3 years, I don't know. I know I stopped drinking 1 year in August, so the year date is coming up. But I just stopped keeping track of how long I've not been drinking. My fucking channel. I miss this channel. I wish, you know, at one point this channel was going somewhere. At one point I felt really good about the work I was doing on this channel. And I want to ask, like, because when I first started, I talked about this in the stream they just took down. When I first started doing YouTube, it was for a couple reasons. I had a lot of anger, right? I had a lot of anger that for about 10 years at that point, I pretty much hid the fact that I didn't believe in any God. I let my family think that I was still something of a Christian. It was more comfortable to allow that lie to exist. I was very angry about that. And I've been trying to remember, because I think my mom was still alive when I first started my channel. I've always had these problems remembering the timelines of my past, and it's because of Xanax addiction that I had in my early 20s. My timelines get all fucked up. I think my mom was still alive, but I think shortly after I created the channel. Now I know, like, my mom died in 2015, so I think it was like shortly after I created the channel. Maybe it was before, because like the channel is, when did I start making videos? Let's look at that again. See, again, I deleted so much shit I can't even really rely on that. I think actually my mom probably died before I started my channel, so I was probably angry from that. I had a lot of anger. And I was really, really, really angry that Cult of Dusty didn't make Cult of Dusty videos anymore. Not the Cult of Dusty videos that I loved. You know, I wish that I could find some of those. I don't think he still has those videos up. We can check. Like, I really loved that era of YouTube atheism where we were just ridiculing. It was just like Christianity was just open ridicule. Oh, I should have been on YouTube, actually. Let's get back on YouTube. Because he's back on YouTube. I think he probably purged all of that content in order to get the channel back up. YouTubing YouTube. That's fucking brilliant, Nakasuchi. That's fucking brilliant. Wake up, Nak. Alright, YouTubing Cult of Dusty. Like, he had some of the funniest fucking YouTube content out on the planet. And it went to his fucking head. I'm pretty sure, like, this is his old channel. Let's see if we can find his old content. I'd have to go way, 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 way back to the era when it just seemed like we had won, right? And then Gamergate happened, and the alt-right pipeline into the atheist community happened. And it seems like since that happened, everything just went to shit. Because like even after that happened, after that alt-right pipeline and from Gamersgate and all that bullshit, let's get back there. We're almost back there. He might still have the shit on the channel. It just seems like Christianity won. Now, you know, atheism, being anti-Christian, that's like domestic terrorism now, according to the Trump administration. No, I think if they really try to do anything with it, then you're going to have some serious constitutional legal battles. But I think right now, as I've been saying, even little old me, FBI is probably listening in, so say hello to the FBI. Kash Patel, your director is a coward. I think we're almost back. Like, I'm looking for this one particular one. I should have just Googled it. I just can't quite remember the name. He's still got his old shit here. This is going to be great. We're going to be able to see some old school atheism content. I'm looking for this one thing. It's like the Bible explained in like 10 minutes. It's fucking hilarious. And it's just Dusty being a comedian about the Bible and just ridiculing it, and it was fucking awesome. It was making fun of like the TV series The Bible. I should just be smart about this, honestly. Like, what the fuck am I doing? The Bible in 10 minutes. I'm trying to go through years of content. I just think that he probably purged a lot of it in order to get his channel back. And he doesn't do that content anymore. Oh no, it's still there. Which one did I like the best? I think it's part 1 and 2. All right, let's go and check out some old school atheist content when it seemed like we had won. It seemed like we had won. So let's check it out. I hadn't seen this in years.
So last time on the Bible, God was saving honkies and firebombing buttfuckers, and Joseph went crazy, almost murdered.
Last time on the Bible, what are we watching? Just a second. Let me make sure I'm watching the right thing. See, I think it's this one. Parts 1 and 2.
So apparently, Mark Burnett, the guy that did the reality show Survivor, did a mini-series for the History Channel called The Bible, and it debuted as some of the largest ratings ever in the history of television. And Mark Burnett and his wife have been going around talking about how
it got taken down, John. Just back, I've already got a strike. It wouldn't be the Raging Atheist if I didn't have a strike on the channel. Can't even go away and solve my strike issue, right? This one guy was trying to warn me about Jubilee, and yeah, Jubilee definitely took down that stream. Copyright strike, yeah, I gotta watch the stupid video and not do it for 90 days, so let's hope. Fuck Jubilee, you suck. So let's watch some of this old style. Like, this is when, like, we had won. Like, church attendance was down, people knew it was just stupid, you could ridicule it. And then somehow atheism went from this like alt-right pipeline Gamersgate bullshit to let's be nice to insane people.
they want to have this stuff taught to our kids in public schools. So obviously, I knew I had to check this out for myself. So I went over to the History Channel, which really is the history, what Dr. Pepper is to doctors. And this is what I found, man. Right away, we get a warning that basically says this is based on a true story. So you know this shit's going to be good. So in the beginning, there was an all-powerful, all-knowing God. And he was like, this sucks, man. What is the point of being so damn awesome if no one tells me how awesome I am? So he makes a couple people to kiss his ass, Adam and Eve. And of course, he makes them white, because fuck you every other race on earth. And obviously, he also makes them hot, because God don't make no uggos. So almost immediately, Eve starts fucking shit up.
See, like, I cannot tell you how influential that line right there was to me making the Raging Atheist. That line I would show to every friend that would come over. Any family member that would still come over at the time. This was like, he put this out 13 years ago. 13 years ago, right? When I first started watching YouTube, and I thought I was like one of the few atheists in the world, and I found people like The Amazing Atheist and Cult of Dusty, because that was atheist YouTube back then. You know, Sam Harris and Richard Dawkins and Arn Ra was around back then. I think Godless Engineer was just starting out back then when I first started watching YouTube. I was one of the first subscribers. Like, I was, because at one point, like, Godless Engineer was way up there, and then there was controversy and he lost a lot. But I was one of his first subscribers, like first few thousand subscribers when he first started out. But that line right there, we're going to go back and listen to Cult of Dusty Delivered again. God didn't create no uggos. Man, I made sure everybody heard I made sure everybody heard Dusty deliver that line. And it's probably why I ain't got no friends no more, honestly. Because, you know, Christians, they don't want, nobody really wants to be pulled out of their worldview. Nobody wants to realize that their entire lives was a lie, that they've been deceived. And deceit is deceit, whether it was intentioned or not. Deceit is still deceit once you realize it.
He also makes them hot, because God don't make no uggos. So almost immediately, Eve starts fucking shit up, just like a woman would do. And then the next thing you know, motherfuckers are cracking each other in the head with rocks. And God says, fuck this shit, I'm murdering everybody. So God drowns all the men and women and children, all the innocent little babies, all the cute little animals, drowns them all brutally, except for White Noah, the whitest man in the Middle East, and his family, because God loves honkies. And White Noah's telling us about how God rested on the seventh day, because we all know there's nothing more that an all-powerful being needs than lots of rest. So the next thing you know, we have Abraham, who's a descendant of Noah, and he's on a mountain, and he's starting to hear voices, and the voices tell him, go into the next village, kill all the motherfuckers, and take all their shit. So that's what he does. He goes to the next village and kills all the motherfuckers and takes all their shit. And the next thing you know, he's banging his slave girl, who's really hot. And then the next thing you know, he's got a kid with his wife, and a kid with the slave girl, and his wife ain't having it. She's like, oh, hell no, that bitch gotta go. So Abraham banishes his own son and his slave girl out into the wilderness like the biggest douchebag in the history of Earth. And the next thing you know, Abraham's hearing voices again, and the voices are like, hey, you know that town Sodom? Well, they're having a little bit too much fun over there. They're having sex, drugs, rock and roll, dancing around, and I can't have people having that much fun, so I'm going to kill them all. And Abraham's like, my nephew Lot lives down there. So God's like, I tell you what, I'll send some angels down there to see if Lot is righteous. And Abraham's like, aren't you all knowing? Wouldn't you already know if Lot is righteous or not? What do you need angels for? And God's like, dude, you only send angels or not? And Lot's like, fine. So the angels go down there, they get the shit kicked out of them, and they're like, help us, these guys are trying to rape us. And so Lot is like, okay, I'll help you, dude. So he brings him inside his house and shuts the door, and the townspeople are pissed, man. They're like, let us rape those dudes. And Lot is like, how about I let you rape my little virgin daughters instead? And the townspeople are like, no.
Excuse me. You know what's fucked up? As I hit this joint. Oh, God, I'm choking to death. Dusty's not wrong, right? Like, it's funny as fuck. This was atheism in its prime, right? And Cult of Dusty in his prime. Now he just does the political show, and he's way far left. He's farther left than me, and I don't even mind that. It's just his chat gets fucking crazy, and you know, I think Dusty now kind of goes overboard with a lot of shit as a point to like what people reined him in for back in the day, right? Like, so now he just makes it a point to be like, I give no fucks about being canceled for anything. And he just, but like, it's on the opposite side of what you would imply from that. Like, he just cray. I don't know what I would call woke SCOTUS. See, from what little I've watched, I don't watch his content anymore. He doesn't make this content anymore. But this is from an era that I'm talking about right now. An era where it just seemed like we were winning. It just seemed like we were winning. And I fucking miss this type of shit, man. This is why I started my channel. Is like, he stopped doing this. You know, and the Amazing Atheist went crazy right wing, and now the Amazing Atheist is whatever he is. I don't know. I stopped watching all of that shit because it became more a shit show than what it was at one point. At one point, I used to watch the Amazing Atheist every upload. I was one of the first ones watching it. Again, because like, I was so closeted with my family. You know, like everybody knew I kind of went weird with religion. They knew about the Native American shit and the Buddhist shit and the Taoist shit. But like, they still thought I believed in a God, right? And I just didn't tell anybody. I never talked about the fact that, no, I just don't believe in any of it. And in fact, back then, I would have had some really, really bad ideas about like the truth of what real Christianity is, because I was like deeply sucked into conspiracy theories, like you know, what is it, the blood of sand, you know, the whole conspiracy theory surrounding the fact that like Jesus wasn't crucified, that he was indeed like, he wasn't a prophet, he was actually like the Lion of David, and that his blood was the royal blood, and that he wasn't crucified, but they faked his crucifixion, and he was married to Mary Magdalene, and they had a child, Sarah. I was deeply, deeply into Christian conspiracy theories back then, but this was when I first was becoming an atheist, right? And I didn't talk about it with anybody, right? Like, I just still let people believe that I believed in some real hippie spiritual type God shit. And I was really angry about all of that. I was angry at Dusty for not doing Dusty shit anymore. You know, we've watched enough of it, I think. I've made my point. It's kind of why I started making this channel. And I just had all this anger at everything. And then that manifested into alcoholism. And I don't even know why I'm on this topic. Because my stream was taken down, and I was really like warming up and getting back into old, like, you know, warming up on them stupid ass Christians. So let's find something to watch. I gotta shit. I'm not gonna be leaving until about 4 o'clock. So I got till about 3:30 or so. I don't know. Because I do, like, come across, like, stupid shit. I just don't keep it anymore. Like I used to, because I don't stream anymore. Let's see if anything's in my algorithm feed. I don't really see anything that I would want to watch outside of politics. We could talk politics, but we could talk politics all day. I figure we'll wait for the next big news cycle, for the next new information about Iran or whatever. Like, I think something happening today. Like, you just never know. Let's get out of this phase of Trump's gonna make a deal, not gonna make a deal, gonna blow up the planet, not gonna blow up the planet. We'll see what new happens today. We'll get into politics as it happens. I'm not gonna comment on shit that I've missed as I've been gone. We live in an insane world, and if you believe in a perfect God and you believe that perfect God made this fucked up planet we live on right now, then you are as insane as the world we live on. That's all I can say. See, this guy comes up a lot, and I'm not sure if this dude is, like, religious or not, but he seems to have some interesting content, and I'm not sure if I'd get a strike for watching it, so actually we're not going to try. See, I don't even know what I can fucking watch anymore, right? Like, I just don't know the rules of YouTube anymore. And I don't want to get, like, taken down to the point where I got to be Brett Keane and creating new channels every 6 months. Fuck. Yeah, nothing in my feed, so let's search. Excuse me. I saw this really crazy Christian dude the other day, and I have no idea what his name was. Just something that popped on my shit randomly. Crazy Christian. Let's see what pops up. I saw crazy Christian shit. But it'll just be like people talking about crazy Christians. I want to find crazy Christians. See, I need to be prepared for this shit. I just started streaming again immediately. I didn't have anything prepared or planned. They took my shit down. I'm like, well, fuck that. I still have hours. Hours, I tell you. Not gonna get lucky on this feed. What is that? It's like music that looks promising, but I don't want to get anything like copyright strike. Then I'm fucked. Alright, let's find. See, I went through my sub list and tried to get rid of shit. We could look at. Is Nicholas Whitmire still around? It'd be an insignificant stream, but it'd be funny. That was like the craziest dude. Although I think CJ Cox is like really surpassing him. Is he still around? 15 subscribers. That's not Nicholas Whitmire. Oh, he looks interesting though. I don't want to put some random dude on blast. He looks interesting. But that's not what Nicholas Whitmire I'm looking for. Like, that was like the craziest fucking dude, man. One of my streams pops up. One of Answers in Atheism streams pops up. I don't think he's around anymore. Probably started smoking meth. But that was the crazy. You guys remember? We'll pull up something real quick. God, it's taking. My internet is. It's probably because I'm streaming. It's taking a while. Alright. Let's get to some crazy Nicholas Whitmire shit. Why is it taking so long?
Okay, I think the definition of a Christian is very simple. That is Christianos, slave of the Anointed One. So, yeah, people who say they're Christians but then are not slaves of the Anointed One, then that brings that into question. And when we discuss the supposed no true Scots,
this dude is batshit crazy, man. And yeah, like Brett Keane, like I went to his channel just kind of seeing like what are, which I didn't start on Brett Keane. Brett Keane was kind of, Brett Keane came when I got hot, and he tried to ride that wave, but he just didn't know what kind of drunken fool he was gonna try to ride. I was going back through like the earliest stuff that I used to cover when my channel was raw, like Girl Defined, MMA Jenkins, We might do that. But yeah, I went to Brett Keen's channel, and it's like all music now. And I do see that he streams sometimes, and usually it's like talking shit about atheists or some crazy Trump shit. But then he must take those down, because when I went to his channel, it was just like music. And I'm like, I am not listening to Brett Keen's shitty music, not even to make fun of it.
Scotsman fallacy. It's like someone who is Japanese by both genetics and birth, and has never left Japan, and has not adhered to Scottish culture or anything. Obviously, they're not a Scotsman. And even if they claim to be a Scotsman. And I guess the problem here would come into like Lucy definition of Christianity, as if we don't have it laid out in the Bible. Now, I'm not going to pretend there's just some simple definition of...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's smoking meth now. Let's get rid of some of these tabs here. Boom, boom. Oh, I just got rid of that one. I didn't want to get rid of that one, but oh well. So yeah, like, so this era, like, we seemed like we were winning. Church attendance was on decline. Christianity was just, you know, it's just what like old people believed, or like people on the internet. And then Trump happened, and like they've been utilizing the fundamental vote for a long time, but like they've really been weaponizing it. Now we start to see like that weaponization is really starting to backfire. More and more evangelical churches are coming out against Trump now. But that took way too long. What are we looking at? And we are now ruled by people that want to use evangelical Christianity, Christian nationalism, to further their agenda of autocracy. And at the root of that is just how easily people are manipulated, even in what we thought was an era of victory, an era where you had information and knowledge at your fingertips. The truth was there. You just had to Google it, so to speak, right? You know, everybody now more and more is becoming putting behind paywalls, but everybody still has access to like information. They can find truth if they really want to search for it. But and something that I always say is that you can always rely on the laziness and greed of humanity, especially when it comes to American humans. You can rely on it like clockwork. Yeah, we're out here paying taxes to pedophiles, and they're fighting back like a wounded animal. You're not wrong, Robin. You're not wrong. So nobody streams anymore, but I'm subscribed to nobody. So again, I got to tell all of y'all, let me know who to watch. Put it in the comment section. You can tell me in the side chat, but I'll forget. Put it in the comment section, and I'll write it down when I read it. I'm trying to pay more attention to the comment section, so as people come in, I'm going to try to get more, you know, just pay attention to y'all a bit more than I was. Fuck Pete Keg's breath. It comes right out and tells troops they're fighting for God. Yeah, it's fucking insane what's happening now. We're ruled by people weaponizing Christianity against us. Like I said in that memorandum from 2025, anti-Christian behavior is lumped in with leftism behavior when it comes to, you know, domestic terrorism. You know, loosely by those folds, and that's just pretty much giving the government authority or direction on what they want to look at. So, you know, to put it plainly, and it should terrify everybody, is that up until this Trump administration, even in the first Trump administration, government policy was directed towards actual domestic terrorists, people that were in groups like the Boogaloo Boys. These are right-wing extremist groups. Now, Trump has, I would say, successfully twisted in the post-truth era the narrative that political violence comes from the right. He has convinced a lot of people, despite what their lying eyes tell them, that most political violence comes from the left. CJ Cox is a perfect example of this. He promotes this hypothetical, non-existent thing. You can point to a couple individual factors, but it's never gonna. It's gonna be really hard to overtake the right wing when it comes to left wing violence in America. But up until this administration, federal law enforcement, federal government, they were aimed at actual domestic terrorists. So if you were a sleeper cell from like some Islamic Jihad terrorist organization and you were in the government, well, our government was looking for you. If you were a Boogaloo Boy or an Oath Keeper, or one of these acceleration groups that I was talking about the last time before I stopped streaming again, when my shit just wasn't acting right on slower internet. And I probably will start looking at these groups again, because somebody needs to, goddammit. These people are like ICE agents now. These people that are in these activationist groups. So now in this administration, we're not looking at them anymore. They're not what our government views as domestic terrorists anymore. Like I said, a lot of them are ICE agents now. They're part of the federal government. No, what's the domestic terrorist now as of 2025 in that White House memorandum directing the federal government, and what they would aim at are left-wing organizations, left-wing people, anti-Trump rhetoric, anti-Christian rhetoric. So me being the raging atheist, me being here saying fuck Jesus Christ and fuck Yahweh in the ass, is legally, at least as far as the federal government concerned, unfree speech, and I am just a domestic terrorist. So it is like, if they actually try to prosecute that, well, god damn, I might be poor, but maybe I wouldn't be poor for too much longer, because that's definite First Amendment rights. Yeah, pardon all of the January 6th terrorists. Yeah, I mean, it's just, we live in the era of idiocracy. You can't even call it autocracy. Our only saving grace is that there are such big failures that they have failed utterly. They had like half of the country ready to end democracy, and they fucked it up because they're just stupid and they're inept at what they're doing. He put Kash Patel as head of the FBI and Pam Bondi as Attorney General. Like, if this would have been anybody other than Donald Trump trying to do this, we would have been fucking gone. It would have been game over. And that should terrify everybody. It should terrify everybody out there, MAGA included, that our federal government isn't looking at acceleration groups like Order of Nine Angels anymore. That they're looking at probably this live stream. So say hello to the FBI. Tell your FBI director to stop drinking. I, Nakasuchi, am here to tell Kash Patel it is possible to stop making a jackass out of yourself every single fucking day of your life. To put that bottle down. It's okay that your girlfriend cheated on you. She's gonna cheat on you. You're about to get fired. It was never about you, bro. It was always about your job. So she's gonna suck another dick now. It's gonna be okay. Put the bottle down. Find some fucking sanity. It is possible. I am testament to that. What are we going to watch? I was going to look up something, but I started rambling. I'm always rambling. Fuck. Oh, yeah, crazy. I did look up Crazy Christian. I got nothing. Crazy Christian. I think that's how I came to that Jubilee shit. And I was like, yeah, we'll just watch this. in an era that we seem to have won, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like we're fighting anymore, or we care to fight. And the root cause of all this bullshit is Christianity. It's religion. I don't want to watch any more right-wingers today. Pretty much, like, all the interesting political shit, the most interesting political shit is coming from the right wing right now. It's fucking fantastic watching what's going on over there. I love every minute of it. But that'd probably be a bunch of copyright strikes too. All of this shit. Like, what can you even fucking watch on YouTube anymore? I don't know. No, I was visiting, like, places I used to go to a lot, like Girl Defined, right? Like, what are they doing now? Because, like, it seemed we had won. We had defeated Girl Defined. Girl Defined had become a mockery. Like, at one point, these girls were huge, and they're still at 155K subscribers, but you'll see, like, they stopped doing anything. We'll go to their videos. They stopped doing anything 11 months ago. And they were having, like, conventions and selling books, clothing. And they were, you know, you remember Girl Defined, the girls that were all about, like, Christian purity, girlhood purity. One was married, but one wasn't. And I was doing, like, satire about how I was madly in love with the one that was. I'm pretty sure it's Bethany. I think Kristen was the one that was married. Now they're both married, and they've been married for years. And they're still fucking telling, like, pretty much just doing the same shit that was their heyday. Porn is poison. They're, you know, trying to, like, you know, debunk toxic masculinity. But they're still talking about, like, sex and dating and purity and dating. I thought about, like, covering some of the shit, but it's like the same exact shit. It's like literally the same exact shit. So, like, practical tips for embracing purity in a dating relationship, 5.4K. That's about as much as they're going to get. 8.7K, that's as much as they're going to get now. They were getting thousands upon thousands upon thousands of views when I first started covering them, and I started covering them late in the game. You know, it's what grew my channel. Girl Defined grew my channel from, you know, the one subscriber that was me, right, to at least hundreds, if not 1,000 subscribers. It was all Girl Defined. And then I found streaming and everything went to shit. But it was like Girl Defined, MMA Jenkins, and I was having fun back then. I was making videos, putting shit together. They were witty. People were like, you were good at this, bro. And then I had, like, my first, like, YouTube beef, and it was with, like, another atheist. I can't remember the name of the dude. It was he ended up being a pedophile. I can't remember his name now. I could probably go back. Again, I deleted everything, so I probably can't find it in my shit. But he was like some, like, Black MAGA before Black MAGA was a thing type atheist dude on YouTube that later eventually got caught for, like, fucking one of his daughters or some shit. I can't remember. But that was, like, my first ever YouTube beef. And then I started streaming. And I started streaming because of Matt Powell. And people were talking shit about the movie. Cyrus was streaming. And I hopped in on the stream to defend myself. And that's when shit started changing. Like, the channel was still growing. But it was all this. It was all Girl Defined. And they were saying the exact same shit 7 years ago. Doing the same exact shit. But they're defeated. They're broken. They're done. We won. So how did we get to where we are today? It's not even really worth, like, covering anymore because, like, it'd be, I mean, not punching down for me personally anymore, but it'd be punching down because they don't get nothing. The only people left are probably, like, their most devoted fans who, like, lost their virginity to Girl Defined. You know what I'm saying? Found their husband, lost their virginity, and now they're sex slaves to a fucking patriarchy. It's the same shit. What's MMA Jenkins doing? We had so much fun with MMA Jenkins. Like, her family was asking me to stop making my videos and shit in the comment section. I'm like, yo, MMA is so much bigger than me, and you're asking me to stop making my videos? Of course, no. Then I got worse. It got worse for them. But she was such a sweetheart. I actually really liked MMA, even though she was batshit insane. She was fun back then. And, like, if you Google her, you're gonna get all, well, least the last time I did. Yeah, you're gonna get mostly like her fun shit back then. Now, if you go to her channel, it's like I think she's either doing other shit or no, that's not it. She's either doing other shit or she's given up. Because yeah, she hasn't done anything in like 5 months. She was trying to be an adult now that she's married, and trying to do like but it was still kind of funny. She's still
and
quirky.
valued people. My name is MMA, and I miss so
MMA.
thankful that in
miss her
God's
family.
grace and kindness, He is gifting me with the honor of welcoming you to the Compelled podcast today. I am so thankful that together we are getting to not just grow in knowledge of God.
Am I gonna get a copyright strike for fucking watching this though, bro? Like I don't fucking know. G-Man and Shani, what are they? They're still up to their thing. G-Man. No, I'm over here. What's going on? Come on, computer, stop it. Yeah, I was over on the other screen. G-Man and Shani for Christ. Like, last I really remember of Shani, she was getting exposed for having shit all over her walls by a Dragnot crew. Oh, G-Man drama. That was 6 years ago. Is there anything new? G-Man exposes Shani for Christ and Rev 3 years ago. That's always fun stuff to watch. Yeah, you can never... Shane loses custody of her kids 1 year ago. Not surprising. That should have probably happened a long time ago. I just don't know what's going on in the community anymore. And honestly, like, I want to take it back to, like, the basics of the religion. I think I'm going to really start, like, ridiculing the Bible again. I had fun with that. I think we're going to start from scratch there. And just do it right this time. Do long live streams where I'm reading the Bible and interpreting it as a sane person, as opposed to an insane person would interpret it. A la mode Christianity. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna temper my fucking speech anymore. We have fallen victim to a bunch of fucking crazy people. And we gotta call a spade a spade. Some people don't like that terminology, and for good reason. I'm really trying to take that terminology. Self-policing is okay. Speech policing by other people is not. Rational conversations to try to get people to realize why they shouldn't say things is the way you go, and that's why I'm like spade a spade. There's reasons why I'm trying to take that out of my speech. I'm just not quite there yet. It will come. It will come. It's all about self-improvement, man. You can't force self-improvement on other people. You can, like, try to guide it. You could try to, like, plant those seeds. And you're only going to do that from conversation. I'm not going to do that. I'll do that when the time's appropriate. I'm going to use ridicule and shame as much as I can. Because these are crazy people. We're ruled by crazy people. You know, the Mad King has set the house on fire. And instead of having a Jamie Lannister there to stab him in the back, we got Stephen Miller there giving him a reach around. And it's time to stop being nice, at least until we've won again, because we have fucking lost. Somehow, some way, we fucking lost. We lost the battle. Now we're like, at least until this administration gone, you know, being watched by FBI agents right now. What up, you fucktard, you fascists? I miss the old days. I really do. I do miss the old days of where people were talking to each other. You know, like, I see, like, Praise is like he's full-blown NIFB now. Praise. It won't take me to his channel. He's too small. Praise I Am probably would. What's he doing? There it is. He has 2 channels. One is 32 subscribers. He used to be at, like, last I knew, Praise was at like 20K. He must have started a new channel because that channel kept getting taken down or something. 2 months ago. So he's still doing like Kent Hovind live Q&As. People still talking to Kent Hovind. I don't know what's going on with Kent Hovind. Did he ever go to jail for beating his wife? Should have went to jail for beating his wife. But I know last time I was here, I saw a bunch of OSAS shit. And you know, praise like, and he's like showing his face now, right? Is Praise showing his face?
Yes, I did say yes. That is true. That is true.
I thought he was showing his face. I don't know. He just don't have. Yeah, this is a new channel. It must be. See, I don't want to talk to fucktards like this anymore. Like he's a waste of space. We have history. You know, he was one of the first people I debated on modern day debate. But he's just like a fucktard. Like he doesn't even know what he believes. And a lot of these Christians, they just don't even know what they believe. They believe what they've been told to believe. And it's like, why talk to people like that? I don't know. Somehow I got out of my control room. I don't like that. I need to get back into my control room. So let's do that. Make sure I'm still streaming. I gotta make sure I'm still streaming. It's over here now. I hate it when YouTube, like, I want my YouTube studio back. I don't know how to find my analytics anymore. I know there's a way. I can do it on my phone easier than I can do it here. Go to live, YouTube studio, or the control room, blah, blah, blah. All right. Yeah, we want that going. We'll move that over there so that doesn't get X'd out again. All right. I'm bored. I still got like time, bro. Time. I miss those old days. Oh yeah, I was gonna watch some MMA Jenkins. Look at her channel anyway. MMA McDaniel now. She will always be MMA Jenkins to me. Always. You know, she got married, and I think that kind of like, I don't know, fucked up her channel. And then her growth stopped because she's at 84K subscribers, and I swear, like back then at her height, and she was viral all over the internet for her just like quirkiness and crazy shit she was saying. She was another reason my channel really started exploding the way that it did so quickly. Was just like because she was just so fucking funny. But then she got married and tried to become an adult, and it just kind of, I don't know, only the crazies left. The quirky's kind of gone, you know. But like, there's been no growth since then, hardly any growth at all. And she's a person I would expect to be growth. Now she's a person that was thoroughly brainwashed by evangelical Christianity to the point that she wouldn't go to like regular college. She went to like Liberty University, one of those colleges. I think it was Liberty University itself. And it really a sad case because MMA Jenkins could have been a really great influencer on this planet, I think, with her quirkiness and the way that she was. If she would have just embraced civil rights instead of fundamental evangelical Christianity, I really think she could have been like a world changer. And it's really sad. Like, you know, I shouldn't make that case. I should make a video about that case. Once I'm editing videos again, that might be a project to show like the potential she could have had if Christianity didn't just fucking ruin her. It's so sad. It's so fucking sad. I swear, I feel such compassion for her. And like, her boyfriend seems nice, but he also, just look at him. He seems like a snide prick. Let's see if we can we blow this up? I don't know if we can blow that up. No, we can't. He just looks like a kind of snide little prick. I wouldn't want to be married to that dude. Whole bunch of silver spoon white privilege there. You know what I get into? See, I don't even know what I could watch. Like, the shit that I get into, like, really like if I'm watching YouTube and I'm not doing nothing, I'm just shooting the shit. It'd be like shit like this. Yes Theory. Fucking love this shit, man. This dude like goes all over the planet. And just does shit. Abandoned in Germany with $0 for 24 hours. Man versus woman. Like they just do like crazy shit. She looks familiar. She looks like a chess player, but I don't think it's the one. I don't think it's who I'm thinking of. He just does crazy shit like that. Thoughty, where's Thoughty at? Thoughty 2, there he is. Fucking love this channel. This dude, I don't know his politics. He's probably got different politics than me. He's from like Britain or something, but he just makes really good fucking videos, man, and they're entertaining. And I don't know if I can watch them. I probably can't, so we're not going to. I'm not really subscribed to many people though. I'm still subscribed to Jay Pasick. I'll have to resubscribe to like John. I just unsubscribed from everything. I disconnected. I just resubscribed to Matt Powell. I haven't looked at his shit. His shit looks rather boring. It's all like against orthodoxy now. He does these phases where he goes against like specific branches that aren't his Christianity, but he is. I did watch this earlier.
But I'm also a believer in the fundamentals of the Christian faith, and so many people call people like myself a fundamental Baptist. And
So
the reason that I am one is because I believe that if you're going to do anything in life, you have to learn the fundamentals of that thing you're going to do.
And that just seems. I've been muted the whole fucking. I've just been rambling. It doesn't even matter. How did I press that button? I don't know. He just seems different now. He's saying he's a fundamental Baptist now, not a new independent fundamental Baptist. I'd like to talk to him to see if he's changed any of his positions. If he's changed any positions at all, why has he changed those positions? I never see him posting on Facebook like I see CJ Cox doing his insane thing that he does. Just seems like different content. It used to be like all of this would be I hate gay people in some way or another. It does seem like he still hates Aaron Ra pretty badly. But oh well. I don't know. I have to find out what I can do. I don't watch content anymore. I don't know. Like I know people do reaction content on YouTube all the time because I watch that shit all the time. But it's usually like edited content. I don't know what you can do live anymore. Knock versus Andrew Wilson. Yeah, I would totally fucking tell him to go fuck himself real quickly. That's another dude. I don't understand how anybody is married to this guy. I just don't understand how anybody thinks that this dude, Justin Reloaded,
Do you value
how this
truth?
dude is like admirable.
Because
I
here's
value
what
truth, yeah.
good. Then here's what's true. What's true is that if you're a man, you can't be a woman, and if you're a woman, you can't be a man. That's what's true.
I don't
Your
think it's helpful to get into
Hang on. I'll let you talk, but let me finish.
What's also true is if you're a man, you can't be a man. Sometimes it doesn't actually mean that you're a man. Sometimes if you're a man, you're just a little fucking bitch. And that's people like Andrew Wilson. Just a little fucking bitch. A blowhard on a microphone. But probably never really lived that rough life. Like as far as I understand, doesn't he preach like family values, but he's married to somebody who has children from previous marriage, and he preaches like he believes in this like fundamental Christianity, but he's married to a woman that's from previous marriage, has children, and I don't know, it seems a little lively for what he promotes. But he justifies like his behavior because it's him as opposed to what like he's telling other people to follow. It just seems like, you know, you're atypical right-wing hypocrite. Yeah, he's pretty fucking stand-up dude. We could watch political shit again. I just don't know what's gonna land me another strike. I definitely don't want to watch a strike. Grab a strike right now. I do have time to kill. I could talk. I can just ramble, man. I'm fucking stoned. I'm gonna be stoned the rest of the day. I'm gonna light up a fresh joint. I'm gonna take all my roaches out of the ashtray. It's kind of my substitution for alcohol. Is I just smoke a lot of weed. Usually it's vape. You know, just like concentrate. But I got a lot of joints right now. Man, I've smoked a lot of fucking joints today. It's a lot of goddamn roaches. I've been chilling. Like, that's probably why I decided not to work most of the day. I'm gonna go make my money here in a little bit, though. Alright. What am I gonna watch? What would be fun right now? The Afro Man shit was great. Y'all see the Afro Man shit? Y'all see the Afro Man shit? What is SCR? Trying to think what that could be. Humalog. I don't know what the fuck that is. SCR. My daughter's overdue to refill. I gotta go talk to the pharmacy, I guess. Caught up in reading emails. Yeah, the Afro Man shit. I think I might have covered it. Oh, no, I didn't. Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. That shit was fucking hilarious. Afro Man. I don't have a link. I don't have StreamYard up right now. I will be getting it back up. I don't know, at least a free version. I just don't have it right now set up. I just got back. That would be something to talk about. Give me something to talk about. So Afro Man on becoming a 2028 Libertarian presidential nominee. Yeah, he gives off those libertarian vibes for sure. 238K. Just don't know what I'm gonna get in trouble for watching, bro. Like now I'm fucking uber paranoid. All right, so if you don't know the story, an informant goes to the police about Afro Man. It says he's got children, I think, kidnapped in his basement, maybe women kidnapped in his basement. He's got cocaine and weed on the premises. Now, you wouldn't be surprised with Afro Man there'd be some weed. Well, they raid his house and ain't nothing going on there. So this motherfucker goes on. He gets all this security camera footage, and he's like, and the police ain't gonna help him fix all of his shit, even though he was innocent, and there was no kidnapping victims, no cocaine. There wasn't even no fucking weed, if you can believe that shit, right? But what there was a whole bunch of fucking damage, and they weren't gonna help him fix that shit. So he's like, okay, fuck you, police. Let's check this out. We'll see what happens with this.
Randy Walters is the son of a bitch.
Fucking love it, bro. Talk about freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's why I fucked his wife and got filthy rich.
So they took this motherfucker to court, right? And it was the most hilarious shit. So Afro Man, what? Can I watch Legal Eagle? Do you think I can? Can I watch Legal Eagle? I don't know. I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know. Can I watch this? I don't know. It's like 3.4 million views. I probably can't watch that. Yeah, I do the gummies at night, Ken. I don't know if I can watch them. I'll probably get in trouble. Do people react to Legal Eagle? I don't know. I like watching Legal Eagle. That was funny shit. So what else has been going on? What's been going on since I left? Mod only streams every once in a while, and it seems like she deletes most of her streams. You know, that was like my last place I could go to that I could jump into a room and possibly talk to Christians. But like a lot of the Christians that go into her rooms are infuriating to talk to. The one troll dude, I can't never remember his name, but I fucking hate him. You know, the funny thing about Pastor Greg Locke, right? Like, so the whole Charlie Kirk thing, you know, like I think it was Greg Locke was Charlie Kirk's preacher. And since the assassination, Greg Locke ain't done shit. I just passed it. Yeah, Pastor Greg Locke. He ain't done shit. 4 months. 2 months ago was the last time he did anything. Right around when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, right? And you know, he was the guy in the video doing the hand signals that the right wingers all pointed out was him. And he don't do shit no more. He's a hateful twat as well. Who else? We're going down this memory lane. You know, like I miss the old rage, and I need to find out the parameters of what I can do. Clearly, I don't know anymore. Which I did know, like Jubilee's an issue. I shouldn't be watching Jubilee. You know, but what can I watch nowadays? I mean, what can I watch with fair use now? We don't have freedom of speech anymore. They've been trampling on our rights. See, my algorithm is all fucked up. It's like mainly like usually like reaction videos to like movies and fucking. I do love these like Iran fucking propaganda Lego shits that Iran's putting out against the president. That's fucking brilliant. Yeah, and soon my algorithm will only be like Detroit Lions shit. It's gonna be kind of fucked up. So what am I looking for? I don't know. I'm just kind of streaming to stream. I want shit to work good. I'm gonna get a camera the next couple days. Might even stop by and just scope out how much they're costing right now. I probably got enough money right now. I'll just go ahead and buy one. I know everything's more expensive now, though. Everything's more expensive now. Levitt exposed as presser turned scary. So, like, a lot of my feed is just mainly, like, modders. And modders, like, really lost their goddamn mind, especially, like, Destiny. Destiny saw Hassan's blood in the fucking water and went for the jugular. And now, but it's all backfiring on them. They don't understand the mood of the country. And if you're going to sit there and fucking circle jerk with Israel, you're not going to go very far in modern day America. Like, it's pretty apparent that Israel, along with ourselves and along with Russia, are the bad guys. We're the Atlas of evil in the world right now. And if you can't see that, if you think that that's traitorous, what's traitorous is not recognizing that fact and insisting that we change that fact. That's what's traitorous. I don't know what Trump said to humiliate Melania. Dare I even go? Oh, no, I'm not going to go to Smokey. Like, questions for atheists, maybe? Sometimes you get stupid Christians. Like, I just want stupid Christians, man. Stupid Christians. Christians being, or no, because they're never gonna label themselves as that, right? So I'm always gonna get like somebody showing me stupid Christians, or I'm just gonna get Christians. So let's just Christianity. What does the algorithm give my algorithm give me when it comes to Christianity now. It used to be a bunch of fucking NIFB shit. Alex O'Connor makes sense. I watch a lot of Alex O'Connor. Yeah, a lot of Jubilee. That's pretty much like the debate site now. Do you like atheists even have big debates with Christians anymore? Like in-person big debates? Like they did back in the day when Hutch was still alive? A lot of times it appears like we won. A lot of times it's like, at least in my algorithm, it appears that we won because it'd be like atheists talking about Christianity. Christianity versus Islam. It's just weird shit that, like this guy right here, he seems interesting. I just don't know where his faith structure's based. And I don't know if I can cover him anymore. Like, I just don't know if I just got struck for like covering Jubilee. See, why, like, Christianity, I'm Googling Christianity. Why do I get Judaism explained? Our greatest year. Yeah, I was thinking about watching that. Because that goes along with the thing that I'm talking about. Like, it seemed like we won. It definitely seemed like we had won against the NIFB. But if you listen to what Pastor Anderson is saying, they won. We can, like, listen to the first part of that. I can find that really quickly in my history because I was going to watch that. And I decided to watch the Jubilee shit. Where is it at? It's all the way down here because I've done clicked a lot of shit. Was it that? Alexander the Baptist?
Second most salvations that our church has ever had.
Yeah, if you listen to Steven Anderson, they won.
Man, the title of my sermon
Man,
this
has he
morning
gotten
is,
old.
This was our greatest year. This was
We've all
our
gotten
greatest year.
old.
Of course, today is the 20-year anniversary of our church. But just specifically, 2025
You never got
has
struck with
been
legal
our
evil?
greatest year. I'm not
Legal
just
evil?
up here blowing smoke at
All
you
right,
when I say
try
that,
'em.
because honestly, the numbers and the data just don't lie. By every metric, this was our greatest year. First of all, me personally, I had more people saved out soul winning this year than any year in my entire life. I've been soul winning since I was 17 years old. And I had 182 salvations personally, which is the most I've ever had for my...
Holy fucking shit, man. I don't know what's worse. I really don't know what's worse. That you have, I'm going to assume, approached more than 180 people with your bullshit Christianity this last year. If you feel like you won over 180, I'm going to say you approached like 500 at the bare minimum. So that's a lot of fucking people that you are infesting with your time, with their time. You're just infesting yourself with their time. That's one. The other thing is, like, you take count of the ones you think that you're winning. Now, like, are you adding to that ratio? Are you taking a scientific measurement and adding to the ratio the amount of people that are just like, you're that crazy Steven Anderson fuckface that hates gay people, please get away from me, I'm just going to tell you that I think, okay, whatever, get the fuck away from me? Have you taken that into account? Is this a true recording? But the fact that you're taking count of your victories, like, are you going to take those with you when you have to stand in front of those pearly gates and tell Jesus why you have led the charge to hate so many of his people? Are you, but Jesus, I in the year of our Lord 2026, I have saved 180 lives. That's got to count for something. Jesus, MAGA Jesus, who don't take none of that bullshit, he's just going to tell you straight like it is. MAGA Jesus is going to be like, oh, I fucked it up. I thought I still had my MAGA Jesus over there. But MAGA Jesus is not going to like that too much. Because MAGA Jesus isn't the real Jesus. And if any of this bullshit is real, if there is some kind of fantasy god that created all of this bullshit, that there's some paradise waiting for human beings, it's waiting for all of us, not a select few. But that ain't even true, because guess what's waiting for you, Steven Anderson? You don't have to keep count. And honestly, it's more than you deserve. You deserve hell. Steven Anderson, of all people, deserves hell to be real, but unfortunately it's not. What's waiting for you, Steven Anderson, is one of two things. You will either be consumed by flame into nothingness, or you will slip into nothingness as your body is eaten by worms. That is your fate. And that is the only fate that awaits you. You disgusting human being.
Self in a single year.
So
Our
yeah,
church
they think they won.
collectively had 10,000 salvations this year. So on a Christmas Eve, we're up to like 9,956. And now we've just about hit that 10,000 mark. We're over the 10,000 mark by now. And so that is the second most salvations that our church has ever had. In order to go higher than that, you have to go back to 2017.
As a church, they've almost had 10,000 salvations. So according to Steven Anderson, and according to Steven Anderson, it's all bullshit. Like, we all know that. I shouldn't have to say it, but I probably should, just for clarity for anybody that might find this video. It's all bullshit. As far as I can see, they've pretty much been forced off of the internet, off of YouTube at least. That's why it's Alexander the Baptist posting the sermon, not Steven Anderson, because he can't actually, I don't think he can have YouTube accounts anymore. So you'll probably find him on sites like Rumble, and that's where they can really give you their anti-Jew, anti-gay, anti-trans hatred. You know, the one thing that you can give them is they don't actively promote like racial hatred, but they will accept racial bigots into their ranks as well by any means, but it's just not part of their doctrine. So you got to grant them that grace. But other hatreds, yes, they hate a lot of people. It's sickening. Like, people still like my dad probably listens to Steven Anderson. A lot of Southern Baptists probably listen to Steven Anderson, not realizing he's not Southern Baptist. And they're like, man, finally Baptists doing that hellfire preaching like we've been missing all these years. Why don't our preacher preach like that no more? Because you're only going to find that on the far extreme fringes of your, what is all in all a fucked up denomination of the Christian church by any means, by any standard, by any metric. Baptism is one of the worst denominations there is, but they've come a bit of distance from the fundamental baptism I grew up with. Now, these new independent fundamentalists, you're going to find all of that old hatred. So a lot of people, a lot of Southern Baptists, a lot of fundamental Baptists, they're going to be drawn to that. Just the fact that he's promoting the Baptist denomination, they're not going to realize what a fucktard this motherfucker is. Yeah, okay. My daughter texted me. I've still got 2 hours until I leave. Hour and a half till I stop streaming. And man, and that's the thing. Like, I'm really have to be prepared for these. Maybe I'll just come with talking points and only talk. Maybe I'll have pictures to kind of go with. I'll have to figure out my format because I'm just not sure what I can play and what I can't play. And man, like, the algorithm just doesn't want to feed me crazy Christians like they used to. It used to be easy to find crazy Christians to react to, but I don't watch that kind of shit no more. Christians. Oh, what the fuck? Stop it. Christians. Talking. If you can see my face, I'm giving the I don't know face. Man, it's always that Cliff dude. It's always first up. Of all the pricks, it's always Cliff. Are you truly a Christian? Episode 1. Bryce Crawford. He's come up a lot. I don't know anything about this guy. 135K views. Are you truly a Christian? Episode 51. Let's check him out.
Are you really
I've seen
a
him
Christian?
before.
How do you know if you're following the Lord? What areas of your life are you able to identify that you actually don't just vocalize Christianity with your lips, but there's been an actual heart change in your life? I'm super excited to talk about this. Before we get into it, guys, you see the hoodie I'm wearing, the lovely merch we always wear. Go to jesusinthestreet.com, get some merch for yourself.
All right, so like I love that. I love Jesus. It almost looks like with the hoodie string, like the heart is broken. You know, I fucking love that. I broken heart for Jesus. All right, so jokes aside, I do love it when they promote that they love Jesus, right? Like, you know, all right, so I've got a great-grandfather Tate, whom I've never met. In fact, I can't even really tell you what my great-grandfather Tate's name is because, man, I haven't thought about him in a long time, and I haven't looked at the family history in a long time, and I can't remember what his fucking name is. I know he was great-grandfather Tate, right? Right, so I have a great-grandfather Tate, and you know, I'd say, like, I know that I would say I love, and using the word love in the term that I'm using just in general for family, but you can't, like, I would not say that I love great-grandfather Tate, because I don't know great-grandfather Tate. Great-grandfather Tate was dead before I was born, right? So I don't know great-grandfather Tate. I can't say that I love great-grandfather Tate. So people that tell me that they love this person, and I don't have my mic filter on, so I hear the puffs. Got the mic a little too close, so I turn the microphone down and then I put it right up to my mouth, which totally takes away from the effect, you know. But so these people that wear this I love Jesus shit, like, you don't love Jesus. You can't love Jesus, right? You love your idea of this fictional character that you've been brainwashed with your entire life. But, like, you don't know Jesus. You don't know this person to love this person. Is love a word that we're just going to throw around for 2,000-year-old zombie gods? Like, I mean, are we going to cheapen the word with that? I mean, I know you guys are, and it is very justified, like the hoodie string is making the broken heart thing. But, like, it really does cheapen the word. It cheapens the emotion. You don't love Jesus. You worship Jesus. And there's a fine distinction from those two things. Worship is not love. Worship is worship. Love is love.
Now, we're just going to dive into Scripture. What does Scripture say about Christianity? Are we really a Christian? Well, here's just 4 ways that you can just identify naturally in your life if you're really a Christian: faith in Jesus Christ, transformation, active obedience, and a relationship with the Holy Spirit. And we're going to see in Scripture what this looks like to be a real Christian. Well, Jesus right off the bat in Matthew 16 says, if anyone would come after me to be my disciple, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. So Jesus is actively giving a differentiation here between people who say they believe in Jesus to people who put their
I wanted to catch him with his tattoos.
Put their actions where their mouth is. And there's even this thing.
All right, so, but that is a perfect stopping point. So put their actions where their mouth is. All right, so, and I understand, like, modern Christians have had this debate and they've talked about this, and I understand a lot of people think that they can actually be tattooed and be Christian. But I would argue, like, if you read if you listen to the Temple on the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus didn't come to change the law. He came to uphold the law. And you're not supposed to write on your skin like that. Are you positive you're going to, be able to get into heaven with those tattoos? Because I'm not, according to the theology. If the theology is correct, if heaven is a thing. And that's what I say. Like, most of these people, they believe in their version of Jesus, their version of Christianity. But they don't really believe. So they believe in a war god. They believe in Yahweh. He's a war god that was brought out of Samaria with Abraham, if it was indeed Abraham coming out of Samaria that brought him. But Yahweh is a war god out of Samaria. He was a local war god. I don't even think he was like a national war god within Samaria. He was kind of a rather lesser god, known to a rather localized area, if I have it correct. These people believe in a war god that makes it very, 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 very apparent that it brooks no fucking nonsense, right? Like the whole like pluck your eye out thing. The whole like if you spill seed onto the floor, you're gonna like, I don't know, suffer some ungodly curse. You know, like the whole fact that like, you know, women have menstrual cycles because God, the war god Yahweh, cursed them for simply being human, and you know, eating of the tree of the knowledge of truth, I believe it was. I don't think it was the tree of life. You know, this is a war god. And these people think that their transgressions will be forgiven. So I have a message to Christianity, right? Like I have a message, and the message is this. Jesus failed. The world is shit. Your sins were never forgiven because Yahweh does not forgive. He set some impossible standard that 160,000 people will somehow meet his impossible standards. And guess what? Guess what? He was being gracious with the number. You are not going to pass through those pearly gates, my friend. Even if it's all real, what you have done to yourself, and your arrogance for assuming that you would know the mind of God himself, well, that's going to land you in the same spot as your good old boy Nakasuchi, the raging atheist, the apostate. You'll be right there with me, getting butt-fucked by demons, my friend. Because Yahweh will not forgive you your transgressions, and even Jesus tells you that. You've got 853,000 subscribers, 135,000 views on this video from a year ago, my friend. What do you think Jesus constitutes as rich? Because Jesus already told you, my brother, you ain't getting into heaven. It'll be impossible. It'll be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for you to get into heaven. But me, I probably have a better chance, because even though I'm an atheist, I am poor as fuck. Am I going to get this taken down too? I don't know, bro.
Or even the demons believe in Jesus Christ.
I don't know if this is going to get taken down too.
Separates
this could get me in trouble too.
The demons' belief in Jesus from your belief in Jesus Christ.
It could be the FBI taking down my shit. Like, he's criticizing Christianity.
It's
terrorist.
Active obedience. And we're going to dive into scripture and what that says here later on. The first scripture I want to dive into right now is Galatians 5:19 through 24. Because in Galatians 5, you have almost two different trees are displayed in this passage. You have a tree that bears one kind of fruit and a tree that bears another kind of fruit.
I don't want to watch too much and catch a strike. So what we're going to do is we're going to subscribe to Bryce Crawford. And we're going to see what happens with this live stream here. All right, so let's go back to Christians Talking. That brought us one. I put out my nets. We caught us a fish. Now it's like a lot of that Bryce Crawford dude. Should Christians smoke weed? That was 4 years ago. I don't want 4 years ago. 1 year ago. A lot of Cliff, Nietzsche, whatever, Neko. Charlie Kirk's best dating advice for young Christians. Celestial Voice. How should Christians approach dating in today's world? Let's see how good old Charlie.
And I want him to have a perfect jaw. And I'm like, yeah, that's never going to happen. Like, why don't you want someone that's going to be loyal to you, not cheat on you? Like, oh yeah, I want that too. Oh, okay. Got it.
What do you think is the biggest issue with modern dating? As a single guy, I would love some advice. Graham, he got married a year or so
Congratulations.
ago. So he's looking to start a family.
Have as many kids as you can afford. No, have
Probably
more
two.
Have more
Probably
than you
two.
can afford. That's what I should say.
I'll stick with two.
What is wrong with modern dating?
Yeah.
The biggest problem with modern dating.
I firmly believe that Israel took out Charlie Kirk, and they did it because they were afraid they were going to lose the Turning Point movement to an anti-Israel sentiment. And by taking out Charlie Kirk and handing it over to Erica Kirk and just the apparent attempt to cover it up and shit has really kind of done the opposite. I truly believe that. I don't think Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. I really don't. I just don't think it. I'm open to being proven wrong, and if he's convicted in a court, I don't think he's going to be convicted. So if he is convicted, I'll have to re-examine. And I don't really come to that conclusion from watching right-wingers talk about it, although I have watched quite a bit of right-wingers talk about this assassination, and they still talk about it quite a lot. I came to that conclusion just from, everything smelled fishy from the very beginning. And the Trump administration is just really bad at false flag operations. So I don't think it was the IDF that killed Charlie. I think that they wanted it, so the U.S. government made it happen, and it's backfired now because Turning Point is in shambles. Erica Kurtz run to the ground, and Candace Owens has taken the death knell to it, to the point now, that's one of the things CJ Cox talks about the most on his Facebook page is how much he hates Candace Owens.
It's very interesting. We had a women's summit. The young ladies all raised their hands. They're like, how many of you are unhappy with the dating pool? Every woman raises their hand. Funny. All the young men I talked to are unhappy with you too. So who's wrong?
Those seem like kind of select groups of people, though. If you're asking women that are attending a women's summit, they might be in a very specific situation.
Yeah, I mean, I would say generally I hear more complaints about the dating pool than, wow, there's so many options. Maybe you're right. I don't know. Maybe
So I think it's more of an options issue. Is that you could go online and just if you don't like someone, instead of working through it, it's just you go back and you start swiping again.
What's the problem with women, and then I'll go to the problem with men. The problem with women is that many of them have unrealistic expectations of the man that they want. A lot of them. And I deal with this all the time. I want a guy that's earning $1 million a year and he's 6'4" and.
Oh, do you miss Charlie Kirk? I don't miss Charlie Kirk. I can't listen to him anymore. It's just that voice. I can't say what I want to say right now. It'd be mean. Should I do it? Have you guys heard CJ Cox rap? Anybody that's watching? Should I put you through? Let's do it. Let's do it. CJ Cox, the rapper.
I may or may not have stole this.
Currently in the middle of a war against razor blades.
This is super fire. But a little too lazy to make my own beats, so you'll learn in a minute.
That's him making that noise.
Alright, this is the drop right here. You ready? Here we go. Yo. I live a relatively lazy life. I do. Exceeded what's expected of me maybe twice. Two. YouTube videos and Madden maybe live. At an hour when productive people say goodnight. And if it's 7,
it's not bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't listen to it, but it's not bad. Especially for a white boy that can't use a razor blade. just rapping on somebody else's beat. You know, like, it's not bad. So, like, I want to talk shit about it because I'm talking shit about. Yeah, it slaps. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm talking shit about CJ Cox right now, but I call. Well, I'm not gonna say that anymore. But I call what's what, and it's not bad. You know, it's not bad. So I can't make fun of it. MAGA women melting down. Can you watch iHip News? A lot of people cover iHip News. They're two of my favorite ladies. I like them. I love those ladies. Trump team gets nightmare news as alarming Epstein death statement surfaces. I'm not sure what that's going on. Fuck TYT. Like, am I still subscribed to TYT? I didn't think I was. No. Vanguard, man. I love the Vanguard. You guys watch the Vanguard? Vanguard's good shit. I watch them almost every day. At least clips. At least little snippets. We should create a Vanguard. If you know the left ideology and the terminology. We need to create an American Vanguard. One person versus 20 murderers. Basically every Jubilee video. Man carrying thing. I've never seen him before. That could be interesting. See, my algorithm be feeding me fucked up shit. So Christians talking. Let's look. What's new in? You know, I was gonna watch this. Like, do you think I'd get in trouble for watching this? The Gaza genocide. I can just go to my history, but now it'd be so far down, it'd be hard to find it. I should be able to find it here. Like, I wanted to watch this, but I wasn't sure. Oh, I'm not gonna find out. I have to go to my history. Oh no, right there it is.
Never in my life did I think.
It's AJ Plus. They're 2.5 million subscribers, right? Like, how do you know what you can watch and what you can't watch? I guess it's just like, are the people going to be dicks? Or are they not going to be dicks, right? So how do I know if they're dicks? Like, it doesn't tell you. Like, we're dicks. Don't watch us. See, the game used to be like reactors would give you views, and you always welcome views, but the game has changed now. And a lot of people don't like reactors anymore, and that's bullshit. Is it immoral that I like to put Mentos and Diet Coke in my butt? I don't know about immoral, but it kind of sounds like a good time, Kent Hovind CPA. If you're asking me. Never thought about that little experiment. Maybe we know what Naksuchi be doing later. Yeah, like, I just don't know. But like it looks like it's gonna have a lot of like really useful information, right? And this is like an ex-military American dude that was trying to do some humanitarian work in Gaza, and it's just like, holy fuck, man. Can I watch it?
That an army could be so evil as to use food to lure a starving population through a battlefield, killing women and children and the elderly and just human beings on purpose.
It's like, and you listen to this and you're like, how can anybody justify that? Like, like any of these people justifying Israel occupation of anywhere right now. Right? If you saw that, like, how can you justify that, right? Like, so this story, and this is something that's been widely talked about. This is it's a trick Israel has played. It's war crime after war crime after war crime after war crime. They'll use humanitarian aid. They'll use hospitals. You know, they'll use something. They'll draw the Palestinian people in. They'll make them feel safe. And then they'll just start sniping them, and not even like really going for the soldiers or anything, like not like fighting age young men. Like, they'll take them out too, but their first shots are children and elderly people usually. And it's like, this is like the most atrocious thing in the fucking world. And how can you, as a human being, sit in your fucking chair, you fat ass piece of shit, and try to say that Israel is morally just for these actions, and then call yourself a moral person? Think of yourself as a moral person. I don't understand it. I never will understand it.
You might recognize Anthony Aguilar, the retired U.S. Special Forces officer who blew the whistle on the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, or GHF.
Retired U.S. Special Forces officer Anthony Aguilar.
Anthony Aguilar.
Anthony Aguilar.
A retired lieutenant colonel.
The security contractor
for the U.S. and Israel-backed firm,
the so-called Gaza Humanitarian Foundation.
I wanted to hear more about how he went from believing he was going to Gaza to help feed Palestinians to realizing the United States was complicit in Israel's genocide, particularly as a 25-year veteran of the U.S. Army.
I didn't fill out a application. I didn't apply online. They called me because they were specifically looking for.
Now, I am a person, I think, that most people would probably label as Islamophobic. But I wouldn't label myself as Islamophobic. I would just label myself as very, very consistently Abrahamic. I'm anti-Abraham religion. I think that the religion of Abraham is fundamentally dangerous at its core. I think it not only corrupts people, but it corrupts societies, right? And I see Islam as a fundamentally dangerous religion, just the same as I see Christianity as a fundamentally dangerous religion, just the same as I see Judaism as a fundamentally dangerous religion. I think that the God of Abraham has been a poison of society, of human society. So, but I am a person that will sit there and tell you, like, I don't think that there's very many good things about Islam. Like, I think that it is a religion, like most religions, that needs to be abolished off of the face of the fucking planet. I wish I could be alive to see the day that religion does not exist on the planet Earth. All that being said, I have also been a staunch supporter of the civil rights of Muslim people. Civil rights of Muslim people in Syria, civil rights of Muslim people in Yemen, civil rights of Muslim people in Gaza. I have been pro-Palestine since before being pro-Palestine was the cool thing to do. Just because I hate your religion, and I will use that word, does not mean I hate you, the person. I want civil rights for you, the person. And right now, reality indicates that those civil rights include the ability to believe in the foolish, dangerous shit you believe in. And I think that those civil rights need to be upheld. While so-called moral people that will spend half of their day ranting and raving about the atrocity of abortion and the sanctity of human life, will also spend the other half of the day busting nuts over the death happening in the Middle East right now. And how can you sit there and justify it if you see it with your own two eyes? How can you demonize these people that you hate so much, even though they practically practice the same religion you do? They just have different cultures, different prophets, but it's the same God of Abraham. How can you hate them so much that you're okay with Israel and the complicity of the U.S. government luring human beings to where there's food because they haven't eaten in God knows how long, days, weeks, promises of safety, promises of full bellies, and then you just start shooting. How can you look at this atrocity and see it with your own two eyes? Which it hasn't really shown it yet, but it's going to show like what Palestine looks like. How can you see it with your own two eyes and be like, yeah, dude, I'm for that. Yeah, we're going to build beachfront resorts. Like, how can you... And then preach about morality, and then sit in your comfort and think that you are a good moral human being and you're a follower of Jesus Christ. I say if Jesus Christ is real, he would be ashamed of all of these motherfuckers. Fortunately for them, he's not.
Recently retired or recently out of the service.
Yeah, Jubilee got me this one, guy.
Special operations background individuals, and they would explain to me that they had been selected to provide the subcontract for security.
What's up,
in Gaza to deliver and then secure distribution of aids. The interview was 3 questions. Do you have a valid passport? Is it valid for 90 days? And can you leave in 3 days? Those were the questions. Never verified or validated who I was, what experiences I had, what I'd done or not done, who I was, my background, nothing. They just said, come on.
So what did you understand to be the mandate of your mission? What exactly were you going to be doing on the ground there?
What we were told in kind of a general overview briefing before we got on the plane out of Dulles is that the United States stepped forward to take over the United Nations mission because Israel would no longer allow the United Nations in, and that Israel will allow the United States to work with them to do it, and that we were going in to take over that mission, to deliver food. I envisioned that we would be going in, occupying and securing at least 400 distribution sites and securing, 500 to 550 trucks a day going in, because that's what the UN did.
All right, so he thought he was going to go in, taking over the UN mission to bring food, and that's what he was doing. But that unfortunately wasn't the plan. It wasn't the goal. I don't know how much of this is going to let me watch. How much I'll watch. It's devastating. Like, you can kind of see Gaza behind him. Like, imagine living in that. Let's continue.
That was my mindset.
This makes me so sad.
That's what we were stepping into, and
it makes me sad that this blood is on my hands, and I want nothing to do with it.
I got there, and I realized that was not the case.
Describe to me what you first saw and felt when you arrived to the Gaza Strip.
What I witnessed in that first look as we came in was the most devastating, destructive, beyond war, annihilation, apocalyptic thing I'd ever seen in my life. Something that I couldn't even imagine in a nightmare. Rubble, dogs eating remains of bodies, smoke in the horizon from bombs being dropped. Not a building left in sight.
Like, can you imagine being such a fucking piece of shit human being that you would sit in your home, duplicit in this and what you're seeing on your screen right now? I'll blow it up. Like, we'll go full screen with this shit. Can you imagine being a piece of shit sitting in your home, being, duplicit for this? Because we are to blame. Without American support, I would argue Israel would never commit such atrocity. And for you to sit in your fucking home and to talk about how Palestinians are getting what they deserve, justifying Israeli action, justifying American government action. Can you imagine being that piece of shit when this is the reality of human beings? Can you imagine living in this as your reality? Look at that. Nobody should live there. Nobody should go through that, ever. And there are people, and they're fat asses, justifying it. And they're cool with it. And then a lot of those people will sit on those fat asses and proselytize to you about how you're not moral. And how I'm an anti-Semite for even talking about this right now. This fucking horror scene that human beings have to live in. We don't have to live in it. These fat asses that justify it, they don't have to live in it. And you know, as Islamophobic as motherfuckers would try to make me out to be, I don't want anybody living in this shit. I don't want to kill people because they believe in Allah. They believe in the teachings of Muhammad. I don't want to kill people if they believe in the teachings of Jesus Christ. Or if they believe in, you know, the Torah. I don't want anybody to suffer this. This is not how I want to eradicate religion from the world. I want to educate. And through education, eradication will eventually come. I want to ridicule. I want to just make people see just how nonsensical it all is, especially when you can look at the results in its worst extremes. This is the result of fundamental religion. This devastation. This is what happens when fundamental religion rules. When we allow greedy people, and I'll say evil people, the keys to the world, the Epstein class. A lot of Zionists would try to say, like, oh, you're trying to portray Jewish people as evil people. No, we're saying the Epstein class are evil people and they have the keys to the world. And the nation of Israel is doing atrocious things that should never, ever for a million years be, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, I drew a blank. This should never be justified. It should never be moralized, because there's no moralizing this. And we're doing the same thing in Iran right now, all because a greedy nation wants a greater Israel, and they got the dirt on our president. So we're inflicting this same kind of damage. What's new with the war in Iran? Does anybody even know, like, where we stand in the war in Iran? I'm pretty sure, like, unless we capitulate to everything Iran wants, we're going to be in war with Iran, right? The war in Iran. What's new? Oh, I went to the wrong one. I didn't want to go to that one. I wanted this one. Yeah, I got to get used to having two screens again, so let's get back there. Where's my channel at? I can't see your chat no more. Probably getting off of here soon, but what's going on in the war in Iran? Have we had enough of letting crazy religious people run our country yet? Are we winning? Like, does Will Kincaid and Smokey Saint still simp for Donald Trump? I don't know. I don't watch their shit. Report raising concerns about U.S. stockpiles. Not sure what that is. An additional carrier heads to the Gulf. That was a day ago. So Iran offers to reopen Strait of Hormuz if U.S. lifts its blockade and the war ends. I haven't even looked at gas since the day before yesterday. I wonder how much gas is now. It's getting out of control. Iran prepares for U.S. war. Times of India. We live in some fucking crazy times, man. And we have a president that listens. Is she still on YouTube? Is Paula White still on YouTube? I used to cover her way back in the day. Before she was the president's pastor.
God rules. When I walk on White House grounds, God walks on White House grounds. When I go into the dry cleaner, that dry cleaning place becomes holy. I had every right and authority to declare the White House as holy ground because I was standing there, and where I stand is holy.
It was about an assignment to say no to President Trump would be saying no to God. And I won't do that.
You need to send in $3,500. You need to send in $35,000. You need to send in that $100,000 check. If you do not write that P.O. box and you do not call that toll-free number and you do not become a minister.
Like, I don't see how we have people in America, and more and more people are waking up, but like just how we can continue to exist within capitalism within America. I mean, you have this chick whispering in the ears of the President of the United States, who is a fucking predator. And you have like a lot of rabid Christians out there just like really waiting for the fascism to start, like really waiting for their hands made tail moment. Right? CJ Cox is like really hoping, you know, the next guy does it right. You know, like he's really out there. Like I can't remember who he's putting forward, but like he's really hoping the next guy does it right. When are we gonna say enough is enough? Right? Like, if you want to be a Christian, if you want to believe in this stupid shit that you believe in, if you want to believe in your zombie god, by all means. Go, let's start telling them what they've told us socialists for so many decades now. By all means, you go do your Christian thing in a Christian commune with you and your Christian crazy people, and you leave the sane world the fuck alone. Right? Like let's make it a requirement in this country. Right? Like let's actually learn from our mistakes as a country this time. Let's actually do something to fix those mistakes as a country, because if you want to fix most of what's fucked up in this country, you have to ban fucking evangelical Christianity and Christian nationalism for the fascism that it is. You have to. You have to take the stance that Germany did. And look, Germany's still fucking dealing with it. But they took that stance of banning the Nazis. And they're still dealing with the fucking Nazis. I mean, when does enough become enough that we let crazy people run the world? We let evil, sick, twisted PDF files run the fucking world. Like, how much are we going to take? We sat and watched as, you know, somebody took, as they gunned down children in schools. You know, we sat and watched and we're like, all right, I guess we're cool with this. We watched as an inept president fumbled us through a pandemic, and you know, I guess we're cool with this. We watched as that same inept president led an insurrection against our capital, and you know, at first we wasn't cool with this, but then eventually we became cool with this. Now we're literally watching as our federal government turns healthcare against us. We have a war on science and vaccinations thanks to Robert Kennedy Jr. We have the dismantling of the Department of Education, the dismantling of federal aid, especially when it comes to disease control in Africa, which is fundamentally dangerous for the world. And up until recently, we've been cool with all of this. We've had, ice raids on fields where people stopped going to work and picking the food that we need to eat and survive as a society, and we were cool with that. We had ICE officials killing American citizens, and people wanted to argue the morality of that, and a certain segment of the population is definitely cool with an authoritative federal government killing its fucking citizens, right? So and we started to move past that, and now we're into possibly the start of World War III. We're possibly looking at a draft for the young people of our nation to go and die, an endless war, so billionaires can become even bigger billionaires, pedophiles can keep raping little fucking children, no accountability for the actual criminals of the world. No, they want to come after little old Nakasuchi, who was 17 years old and deserved to be thrown in prison for stealing those guns, but really insignificant when you think about it, when it comes to the lines of a Jeffrey Epstein or the lines of a fucking Donald Trump or any of these fucking criminals. They just get a fucking pass. I did my fucking time for the crimes I committed. I had to learn my lessons the hard fucking way. And you know why I don't do those crimes anymore? Because I don't want to go back to fucking prison. Maybe these fucking evil people would learn the same lessons, but no, we as a society have decided we are willing to take. And how much are we willing to take it when it comes to this capitalism thing? How long are we going to allow? Because the only way you win at capitalism is to become a fucking psychotic psycho fucking path, right? To be a wealth hoarder that's willing to watch the world starve. It's not the American dream anymore. When 10 families have everything and the rest of us are fighting each other for scraps, and it's designed for us to fight each other for those scraps. That's why they point the finger at the immigrant. That's why they point the finger at the trans person. That's why it was the gay person. That's why it was the black person. That's why it was the Irish person. So they finally gotten an indictment on Comey. I haven't seen that one yet. Yeah, I'll have to catch up. What's going on with James Comey? So how much of this shit are we gonna just fucking take, man? It's time. I say it's time to burn it all down and restart. Like, I used to be a person that says, we have to do this politically. We have to do this through the peaceful political process. And now I'm to the point I'm revolutionary. I've been revolutionized by all of this bullshit. We need to burn it down. And we need to create our utopia. We need to create a place. And we need to safeguard that place from any fucking dickhead human being that wants to be corrupt and take it over. We have to be ever vigilant on that, because they will. They are out there, human beings, the human species. We are just inherently corruptible. James Comey. Justice Department indicts James Comey again. This is Face the Nation. I don't know if they'll let me watch this.
Actually commented that they were surprised that President Trump wanted to use that Capitol on a ballroom. That they immediately sort of put out these filings saying that this is why we need a ballroom at the White House. But it feels notable to me that we are now seeing this indictment come out against James Comey, and our understanding is that it's related to this image that President Trump also had said it was a call for him to be killed. And we know that James Comey is someone that President Trump has wanted to have gone after for a very long time. He wants to see him prosecuted. He wants to see him jailed. This is one of his perceived enemies, and we know that this is an issue that is very important to him. Lindsay, also notable that today a judge actually decided in the case of Maureen Comey, who had a lawsuit against the Department of Justice for her termination here in New York. A judge determined that she could move forward with that case. The DOJ had been trying to get that dismissed. So a lot of news related to the Comey family today.
Can you give us any more information on her case to remind folks what that's all about?
Yes, essentially what Maureen Comey is alleging is that she was fired because of her relation to her father, James Comey, or potentially because of her political affiliations, or she says both. She was let go from the Southern District of New York, where she had been a prosecutor. This occurred shortly after
So yeah, I mean, these dictators aren't going to give up. So they got an indictment, but I mean, is it going to just be dropped again? We'll see. It's crazy times, man, and so many people are willing. And why are they willing to do this? Like, why are they willing for this? Some of them are just fascist. They're fascist at heart. They've been corrupted by people like Nick Fuentes. I would say it stemmed from even before Nick Fuentes. Pre-Nick Fuentes, it was folks like Sargon of Akkad, the whole alt-right pipeline that led to Nick Fuentes, that created Nick Fuentes. You know, it's all the result of us allowing it to happen because we had to. Because we had to. It was freedom of speech. You know, it's and it's kind of the American way. It was how we fucked up after the Civil War. For 20 years, we did Reconstruction kind of probably the right way. We occupied the South as we should, an enemy of war, traitors of the country. But then at some point, you know, there was a compromise made. You know, business had to, you know, be reestablished. The country needed to heal so business could heal, so people could get wealthy. And we forgave the fascists. We forgave the Confederates. We let them have their lands back, their power back, their offices back. And for the longest time, we even let them have their persecution back through the Jim Crow law system. And sooner or later, we got to get rid of all these fucking fascists. If you want democracy to continue. And it is the great paradox of fascism, because the only way you can truly defeat a fascist or fascism, it appears, is to go a bit fascist yourself. But I would argue it's not fascism, right? Like, I would argue that all these people are traitors to the country. Traitors to America, traitors to democracy. That includes their supporters. That includes my dad. A lot of my family members. But they've all betrayed the country. They betrayed us, the people of this country. And they all have the right to come to that realization and to get off that train. But then, you know, as I was told when I committed my crimes, you got to face the piper. You got to pay the piper. Some of these traitors deserve that, in my opinion, that ultimate fucking punishment for being a traitor. But that would not be me to hand out those indictments, those sentences. That would be for a democratic court to do so. Maybe it would be a military tribunal. I don't know how it would work. But I mean, these people, like, their intention was to take over the country. It's just they fucked it up. And then, like, I think behind the scenes, they probably all fucking hate the Iran war as much as everybody else. Because they can't get out of it. They never wanted to be in it. And they can't get out of it. Because America isn't ruled by America. Not with this president. For years, they always said that there was this dark government behind the scenes that ruled the government. And I never got on board with that. But truly, we are seeing a president who is beholden to whoever it is that has the goods on him, whether they be Vladimir Putin, Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever foreign intelligence agency had the goods on Donald Trump, still have the goods on Donald Trump, and they have Donald Trump, and that is as apparent as ever. And you don't hear any of those people talking about how Barack Obama was run by the New World Order, talking about that shit no more. When we apparently see it with one of our presidents, someone bought, sold, hook, line, and sinker, and I guarantee they hate the war as much as we do. They know what it's doing, because it means they can't win no more. They lost the people. See, there for like a 10-month period, I would say they could have won if it would have been anybody but Donald Trump. Anybody. You could have put anybody in that office but Donald Trump, and you would have gotten everything that you fucking wanted. So that was their fuck up, and we should be happy about that. But it ain't over, and we shouldn't think that we've won, because clearly they're gonna keep up with their shit. They're gonna go after their people. They don't stand a chance in hell, I think, of actually convicting James Comey or any. I mean, there's going to be so many civil rights lawsuits for so many years to come. I kind of hope the FBI is listening and they come and get my ass, because, man, I'm tired of being poor. It might take a while, but eventually I'll get paid. I have to have faith for you Christians out there that eventually our country will return to sanity. All right, let's see what else. It's almost time for me to get ready to go work. I got about an hour before I'm going to be out of here. I do want to kind of look back at the stream, make sure there was no lag. And then, yeah, I really need to catch up on my terms of service and what I can't do. Try to find some channels, see what people are doing when it comes to reacting to religion, reacting to politics. I mean, because mostly the politics I watch are people talking, so maybe that's the format I should go to, especially when it comes to politics. But I love making fun of Christian people, of religious people. See, I like a lot of chess. I watch a lot of chess. GLP Jesus, Friend Dog Studios, 7 years ago.
Truly I say unto you, whoever welcomes one of these little ones in my name might be letting in a murderer or a drug. Let's get her to a detention center, so we can figure out what's going on. I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. And behold, now I'm all lazy and entitled. You shouldn't have done that. Do unto others as you suspect they might want to do unto you. What is a man profited if he gain the whole world but lose his soul? A lot. He has profited a lot. One soul for the whole world, that is an amazing deal. Why do you look at the speck of dust in your brother's eye but ignore the plank in your own? Because of her emails. Yes.
I was thinking of doing something like this, and I still might. I might resurrect my old character Earl. I've been practicing my southern voice, my hillbilly voice, and I'm thinking of doing something. Using that old persona using the old persona of Earl, but like reading from the Bible and doing MAGA Jesus. I'm thinking about doing something like this. I like this. This is 7 years old. Friend Dog Studios. Never saw this before. This is hilarious. This is perfect.
If a man strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him and shoot him. That is the law. If you want to be perfect, go. Sell all the possessions that you have and give the money to a solid mutual fund. By this they will know that you are my disciples, that you say, Merry Christmas! Christ! Christmas! That's my name in there, and I put it in there because...
The freak. Hopefully you're being sarcastic, but I mean, I'm honestly not surprised you would stand for a PDF. I'm not surprised, honestly.
Because I wanted it in there so we could all celebrate Big Boy Jesus' birthday time! Okay? Okay.
Rabbi, surely you can heal me.
My child, of course I could. But who would pay for it?
What? I don't understand. I don't have any money.
Yes, it is a sad story, but it does not make me responsible. It is super duper easy for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. The richer the better, really. Maybe get a solid gold house, just to be sure. Love your neighbor as yourself. Unless you are better than your neighbor, then tell them that they're weird and you do not want to bake them a cake. You have heard it said, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say to you, any man who looks upon a woman with lust in his heart should go ahead and do what he's gotta do.
Lord, your followers grow hungry and we have only this fish and bread.
Oh, sweet.
That was funny. Alright, that was funny. Time's at 3 o'clock. I should probably start thinking about getting off my ass. Alright, so I'm back. Gotta really think about, like, maybe find some shit to watch. I don't know how I'm gonna do this thing right at first here. I want to look at how much StreamYard is charging out. Like, they got crazy fucking expensive. I did get my YouTube Premium back, but I went because that was a lot more expensive than I remember as well. Unless I'm just not remembering correctly. So I got the $8.99 version, where sometimes I'll occasionally still get ads. I didn't get the $16 version. Everything is just so goddamn expensive now, man. It's like, who can live in this capitalist society that is America? I don't know. I can't. I can fucking barely survive, man. It's not shit. The Power of Prayer, episode 47. Bryce Crawford. He's like the only one really talking Christianity. What the fuck? What's up with my algorithm? I don't get it. So I don't even really remember how I used to look up people. I used to have ways of finding people. You know, one of my favorite things to watch, let's see if we can find one of these things, is fuck around, find out shit. I love that stuff. I'm surprised I can't find anything like that, because usually I'm watching a lot of that. I haven't been recently, though. I love watching, like, MAGA people cry. No, I'm not seeing it. Where's my feed at? I'm not gonna get nothing I want. Nothing that I usually see. He's a good one usually, but nah, I'm looking for something. So I should subscribe to people I watch. It's 2 months ago. I like watching new ones. I like it. I don't like watching old shit about old shit. I like watching new ones, and I'm just not getting it in my feed right now. I'm not getting shit. But really, this was just a stream. Yeah, like the last stream got taken down. I was watching Jubilee and Alex Connor, his debate against 20 Christians. really just starting to warm up as a raging atheist when they struck me down. I got a strike on the channel. I got to watch a stupid training video, go 90 days without doing it again. I don't even know, who you can watch, who you can't watch. Can you watch? I don't know. I don't know nothing anymore. I've been gone for like 8 months this time, but really I've been gone for like 2 years, 3 years, something like that. I don't know the rules anymore. I never really cared much about the rules, but I do want to care about them this time, so I need to like really catch up on my terms and conditions, all of that stuff, and really figure out like, I do want to talk politics, but I don't want it to be like 100% anti-Trump. I hate fucking Republicans. Republicans fucking suck because they're fascist content, although that will definitely be a part of it. If I'm going to talk and focus on anything, I want it to be, a focus. I want it to be more than just like brute rage, whatever. Better than I was doing things before. I want to get back into the research like I really used to do, because I don't do that anymore. I just pretty much play video games now. But maybe even stream some video games occasionally, just if I'm bored and nobody's got nothing to watch. I'll throw it on just to be seeing if my computer's gonna take it. If I did, it would be something like Civ 6 or my monkey game, Sims 4. Really, I mean, I'm kind of done with Sims 4, but I just really wish they would make a new Sims, do it the right way, make it open world, but I don't think we're ever gonna get it. Shit. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I just realized I've been like on full screen forever too, but it doesn't matter because I don't have a camera anyway. And all of this, I don't even know if I'm going to keep any of these streams. I did turn my microphone down a lot, so I'm interested to hear the feedback, see if it worked. And then, yeah, I'm going to really, I don't know, you might see me tomorrow, it might be a few days, but I'm going to really consider like what I want to do, who I want to talk about, like see what I can talk about, like what are the lines of what I can cover, if there are, any clear lines to be discovered. And yeah, again, like I said at the very beginning, anybody watching here at the end, like I've been disconnected. I've disconnected from a lot of shit. So any atheist channels, political channels, even if you think I watch them, at least say the name for me to search them. But because I don't think that they're gonna like let you put down links and shit. I always say leave the links, but I don't think you'll actually be able to leave links. But just like the name of the channel, somewhere to find them. I need channels, especially if they have like open room conversation formats. Looking to get back into the testing my toes into talking to some people. I just don't like talking to trolls. It aggravates me. But yeah. Gonna get to work here soon, so hopefully everybody has a great afternoon in this insane world that we live in. Fuck fascist, and I'll see you all later.